Well, Daniel Dubois just delivered the biggest performance of his career, defeating the favourite Anthony Joshua in what was a crushing defeat for the former heavyweight champ. Heading into this fight, I was impressed with both fighters. Dubois' recent wins against Hrgovic and Miller were hard-fought battles against tough, durable heavyweights. On the other hand, Joshua was on a 4-fight win streak since his defeats to Usyk, and he seemed to have regained his composure and spitefulness in the ring. Naturally, most fans felt AJ was back, ready to reclaim his crown and set up a massive fight against the winner of the Usyk vs Fury rematch in December. And I'll be honest, I favoured Joshua going into this fight, just like most of us. However, I knew Dubois had the potential to cause some serious problems. If you watched my pre-fight tactical overview, you'll remember I praised Dubois' recent approach, especially how he's been setting up his power shots. Here's a quick reminder of what I said. But what should be Daniel's tactical approach? Personally, what he's been doing recently under Don Charles has seemed to be working. Starting the fight fast and aggressively, using his jab to close the distance to set up his power shots. A straightforward approach. Dubois tends to throw the double jab before firing an overhand right or right to the body, usually putting everything behind it. While Joshua in the past has looked uncomfortable to double jabs, looking to cover up and moving back in straight lines. And this does see him get caught out by lead hand feints at times. And in true form, Dubois started the fight fast and aggressively, clearly aiming to test Joshua's chin right away. And right away, Dubois dominated the centre of the ring, throwing powerful jabs, putting AJ on the back foot immediately. Anthony's jabs, on the other hand, were probing and more cautious, seemingly aimed at occupying Dubois' backhand to prevent him from fully committing with it. But within the first 30 seconds of the fight, Dubois landed a solid overhand right around Joshua's guard after throwing a hard jab, which was the first significant punch landed in the fight. And for me anyway, Joshua looked a bit passive and too defensive at that point. Each time Dubois landed a jab, it opened the door for his right hand, and AJ really struggled to adjust to this. From doing my analysis, one of the things I noticed was Joshua's lead hand was unusually low, which could be a habit formed from facing southpaws like Wallin and Usyk, where the lead hand probing battles are far more common, while even Usyk commented on AJ's stance after the fight.
Listen, and then you have one problem, because this position is dangerous. If you wanna do step back like this, not like this, because this is dangerous. We'll see.
And you don't even need to look back that far against the fights against Franklin and Hellenius. Joshua had a much more defensive guard, keeping his lead hand a lot closer to his chin and more tucked. But against a big puncher like Dubois, his low lead hand left him so vulnerable. Perhaps Derek James deserves more credit for initially making Joshua more defensive with his guard after those Usyk defeats, recognising the vulnerabilities of his chin. But back to this fight, Joshua was trying to set Dubois up with his own right hand, particularly targeting the opening Dubois creates when extending his lead hand. Another point I had made in my pre-fight tactical overview. But just before the first knockdown, AJ landed a well-timed right uppercut as he slipped Dubois' jab. However, Dubois showed improved defense in the next initial exchange, ducking Joshua's follow-up right hand. As AJ tried to get back into his base, he moved to his right, allowing Dubois to throw the overhand right as AJ moved laterally into this position, while his exposed guard with the low lead hand made this the perfect punch for Dubois. And for me, the first knockdown really marked the beginning of the end for Joshua in this fight, as he was visibly buzzed for the remainder of this bout. In round 2, Joshua tried to keep Dubois off with his jab, but as the saying goes, Dubois was trying to stick it on him, frequently landing through AJ's loose guard. Round 3 once again was cagey, Joshua briefly getting his feet back under him, landing his jab effectively, but Daniel's power was a clear difference maker. And at the end of the round, Dubois rolled and blocked Joshua's lazy jab cross combo, countering back with a right uppercut, squaring up, putting him in a position to throw a clean left on Joshua's chin, as he was trying to return back to his base. From this punch alone, AJ's legs were completely gone after this exchange, and Dubois went for the kill. I should note that AJ's gloves did touch the floor before Dubois unleashed that barrage of punches on him. It was poor from the ref who failed to see this, which in actual fact meant AJ took far more punishment than he should have. At the start of the fourth, Dubois landed a solid jab straight away, immediately putting him off balance as he was still trying to find his legs, resulting in the third knockdown of the fight. And from this point, Dubois was really trying to push the pace, trying to end the fight. But fair play to Joshua, who did hang in there, In round 5 we saw a brief resurgence from AJ, as he was even talking to someone in the crowd at one point, and maybe this actually spurred him on to go on the offense. And he used a little level change to set up his right hand and hurt Dubois over the top. And out of nowhere, Joshua was now going for the kill, not Dubois. As Joshua pushed back Dubois, he landed 2 successive right hands over the top of Dubois' lead hand, even taking a right hand on the second one. However, Joshua, clearly still buzzed and possibly not thinking clearly in the heat of the moment, left his guard wide open while attacking, throwing an uppercut from a long distance, giving Dubois the perfect chance to land a straight right hand on the chin, which of course he landed flush and sealed victory in what was a crushing defeat for Anthony Joshua. Overall though, I do think it was a brilliant performance from Dubois, as he executed the right tactical approach, pressurising Joshua early and being the aggressor. In my opinion, Joshua's open, low guard played right into Dubois' strength, allowing him to dominate the exchanges. And yeah, it was a very entertaining fight. Who doesn't like heavyweight drama? But what next for both men? A rematch might be an option, but it's clear he needs to make significant improvements to his defense again if he's going to take that rematch. His chin can no longer withstand that kind of punishment he took tonight, and this for me was a huge setback for him. He did say after the fight he wants to continue, and fair enough to him. I think he does have a lot to offer. There's still some huge fights I believe fans want to see. And hey, look, he just sold out a 96,000 stadium. There's no doubt he can come back from this, potentially get some big fights. Hey, maybe the fight with Wilder actually makes sense now.
And probably you're asking, do I still want to continue fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting. That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're going to run away? We're going to live to fight another day? And that's what I'm a warrior. And also, before I finish, we have to give credit to our opponent as well, Daniel.
But I think the possibility of him being a 3-weight world champion is a far stretch now. For Daniel Dubois, what a redemption story he's gone through.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
After being written off following those previous defeats to Usyk and Joe Joyce, he now has some brilliant options ahead of him. Can either wait for that Usyk Fury winner, or even a matchup against Joseph Parker could be a good one. And I'm sure he wouldn't mind taking the rematch with Joshua, considering how well it went in this fight. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is this the end of the road for Anthony Joshua? And are we witnessing the beginning of Daniel Dubois' heavyweight domination? This has been Jimmy from Boxing Life. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.